in 1976. We have now been here more than a year. I no longer watch for Papa, though I often meet him in my dreams. The harvest has just been completed, and many people have begun to disappear. Where do they go? They never come back. They are always taken away at night, their hands tied behind their backs with parachute cord. I have noticed that every person who has confessed a great sin, such as being a doctor or a lawyer, is taken away. None has returned. But if a person fails to confess something, he or she is accused of excessive pride and is also taken away. So I try and think of small sins to confess, such as pushing ahead in line or feeling impatient with my fellow workers. Sometimes I fear I will be crushed into this heavy yoke. Sometimes...
Antita!
Tabby! I told you never to come here when it's still light.
Antita, our teacher's in trouble. He asked if I would speak to you in private. He's right behind you with Sophie. I'm sorry to lead them to your secret place. Please come out in the...
Are you sure no one else followed? Can Sophie be trusted?
He only brought Sophie because she can be trusted, Antita. He asked if you would bring my father to this place. He said it's a good time to come because the soldiers are having a meeting.
It must be very important. Since it is mealtime, I think I might be able to find Kiang.
Listen very carefully, both of you. Your lives may depend on listening well. They are coming to kill me because I have not followed all of the rules of the Anka. Those who replace me will be dangerous for you. You must both pretend to honor what they say, but in your hearts, you must remember that what they tell you is false. I won't be in this world anymore. Be careful. Be good. Do not complain, or you will be killed. Carry Cambodia in your hearts. Now quickly, go one by one back to the dining pavilion. Goodbye, my children.
Here is my brother-in-law.
Listen, the soldiers are still in the meeting. You could leave now and escape.
I thought about that. But they might harm the children if they thought they had helped me. I've taken a slow poison. I prefer a painless death to the torture of the Khmer Rouge. My feet are already numb. Please, just listen. I haven't much time left. Kiang, do you remember when you lived in this village? When you were my teacher?
Of course. I was just out of college.
I've tried to be good to your children, just as you were good to me.
You have been very kind. You're grateful for all you have done for Temple.
I would have never joined the Khmer Rouge if I had known their true objectives. I thought they wanted to eliminate poverty and inequality, not thousands of innocent people. Kiang, I've heard eventually they mean to kill all of those who were older than 12 at the time of the takeover.
How can this be happening?
These leaders are madmen. But I didn't call you here to tell you the obvious. I am feeling selfish on the eve of my death. Kiang, I would like you to prepare my body in the Buddhist fashion. After you have said the prayers, leave my body in the school. No one but you and I will know.
My sadness chokes the words from my heart. So I will only say that I am honored to grant your request. I thank you for helping my daughter.
Come then, while I can still walk, before they miss you at the evening meal.
Sitan, have you permission to be here?
I would never dare come without permission.
How is your father? Any word at all from your mother or sisters?
No word. Father still believes he will find Mother and the children one day. He is as well as possible. Forgive me, my aunt. I would have liked to approach you in the old tradition, but time is short. I have permission from my Krom leader to be gone for only 1 hour. He likes me. He's even lent me his bicycle. Auntie, I have come to ask for Tita's hand in marriage. You have known me since I was a child. I will take good care of your daughter. In my village, the soldiers are claiming young women as their wives. If a soldier asks for a bride, she must agree. They are also forcing unmarried men to join the army. So, for both of us, it would be wise to marry. I have great respect for Tita. She is kind and intelligent. I would be honored to be her husband.
It pleases me that you asked my daughter's hand in marriage. I will speak to her.
Thank you, Auntie. Please, decide quickly, though. There is some talk that Father and I will soon be moved to another village, one with better housing.
I will send word to you tomorrow, if possible. I must speak with Tita. Sitan, I am very happy with your request.
Thank you, Auntie.
Tita, come over here. My prayers have been answered. Sitan has asked for your hand in marriage. What is your reply?
It is up to you.
Sitan says he and his father are being moved to one of those new villages. Perhaps, if you are married, we will all move to a new house.
It would be very good to have a real house.
Sitan will be a fine husband, and his prom leader has already agreed. Do you agree to his proposal?
I am honored to marry Sitan.
Perhaps we can have Tevi carry this message, telling him that you accept his
It would be
proposal.
dangerous to send Tevi. I think her new teacher suspects her of having family loyalty. Come, we must hurry or we will miss the children's presentation.
Sex crime.
Who would know? No one inspects the bodies. After a few days in the well, it's impossible to know how someone died. Is this your first killing time? Well, then you deserve a reward. Only the most trusted is given this assignment. I remember my first time. We had set up in the rubber plantation. 200 people were expected. My two friends and I deliberately got too drunk to think. My first was a little girl. That was difficult, but after the first few, it's just a job. The leaders do not reward our hard work, so we must create our own rewards. What will it matter to her how she dies?
Except for marriage. I thought sex was a crime.
The Amka does not have eyes, where there are no mouths to repeat what eyes have seen. I am ready for a celebration. Come on, let us take her to the Forbidden Zone. There are no eyes there.
The children will open this evening's event. The evil American imperialists swept upon the simple workers and dropped firebombs on the innocent children. The fire clung to the children. The American imperialists laughed as the children twisted in pain for their helpless parents. Khmer soldiers heard the cries and rushed to save the victims. Even though they were outnumbered, they fought bravely and pushed the imperialists from the village. Once again, the Anka defeated an enemy. The benevolent Anka became mother and father to the children. The children will repeat after me. Our former teacher, Comrade San, was an evil man.
Comrade San was an evil man.
He sinned against the Anka.
He sinned against the Anka.
Comrade San was infected with Jehoshaphat Aram, memory sickness.
Comrade San was infected with Jehoshaphat Aram, memory sickness.
We will forget Comrade San.
We will forget Comrade San.
To destroy you is no loss, as you have been told before. You are like grains of rice in a huge bowl. If one of you is destroyed, it will not matter. If you do not love the Anka and follow the Anka's leaders, you will disappear. But then, you are fine children, and I am certain you are happy to sacrifice for the Anka. Democratic Kampuchea is like a train gathering speed. Those who keep their ties to the past, however, to the imperialist lies which devour people, will be crushed. Work hard, be self-sufficient, give yourselves to the Anka. We will meet again in 1 hour, so that we can work with the light of the moon. You are dismissed.
Comrade B! Why are you wiping your eyes?
A bug flew into my eye, comrade.
Tita, I heard you were to marry Sitan. He is a fine man.
I am fortunate.
I must go say goodbye to Simone.
I still can't see you, but I can feel your presence more strongly now. I dream of you often now. I told Mom about my dreams, and she told me that you were a goddess filled with only good. Then she told me my name, Tita, means attendant of the goddess. You help me to be strong. If I can survive, I will help Cambodia. Papa told us that anger and fear weaken us. I cannot eliminate fear, but sometimes I feel you have protected me and my family. Like the time Mom and I were supposed to move to a new village and we got to the trucks too late and they were full. Later, we found out all of those people in that truck had been killed. Now I have this chance to marry Sitan. He is a good man, but I am only 16 and I feel I've grown up too fast. My teenage years have been robbed from me. I should be grateful to marry a fine man. If I do not marry someone I know and trust, I will end up as a soldier's wife. I must drive all hesitation from my heart.
We're early, Comrade Dog.
It will be good to work in the moonlight.
I have permission from my Crom leader to speak with Tita.
Why do you wish to speak with Comrade Dog?
My Crom leader has given me permission to ask for Comrade Daw's hand in marriage. Her mother said she would send word, but there is no time to wait for her reply. A group wedding will take place in my Crom in 1 hour, and if I return with Tita, I mean Comrade Daw, we can be married and move to the new village in the morning. I have come to ask for your permission.
I will speak with Comrade Dog. Then you may speak with her. If she agrees, she may go. Comrade Dog, if you wish to marry this young man now, you may go. However, your mother will have to stay here. But if you wait until next month, we will have a group wedding in our village, and you will be able to live near your mother. You are free to marry, but I would suggest that you wait.
Of course I will do as you suggest. I will wait, Comrade Key.
You may tell the comrade of your decision.
I am honored. I will marry you, Sitan.
Hurry, or we must the ceremony. You come with me. You can sit on the seat and I will pedal.
Sitan, I will marry you next month. My mother will be alone if I leave.
What?
Comrade Key said that if I marry in your sector, my mother will have to stay behind.
Why is that?
I couldn't ask.
Tita, I want you to be my wife tonight. What if she is lying to you?
Sitan, Comrade Key is my Crom leader. She has told me that there will be a group wedding in my village in 1 month. Please, wait for me. Then we'll be able to live near Mom. Sitan, please understand. Mom is very old. She may die if there is no one to look after her.
There is no way to convince you then.
We will be walking farther than had expected. Instead of the usual 1 cup of rice per day, Anka has given you 1.5.
The Anka is very generous.
Mom, Sorcerer, I am going to marry Sitan. Where's Peep? Comrade Peep? Aren't you going to wait for Peep?
We have wasted enough time. No talking now. Follow me.
August 26, 1976. I am writing by moonlight. I am the only one awake. So quiet. I no longer mind standing guard at night. It's peaceful here. The moonlight is spilling across my page and it looks like clear water. The air is cool. As I write, I realized I've almost lost touch with my past life. Here, time is distorted. I often have beautiful dreams that seem so real I could touch them. Sometimes my dreams seem more real than the time I spend awake. Somehow, Sitan managed to slip me a letter just before he left for his new village. It is the kindest letter I've ever read. I feel my love beginning to grow for this man who will one day be my husband. My husband. Mom says I will grow to love and respect him as she grew to love and respect my father. My paper is nearly gone, so I will have to close. I wonder what Sitan is doing right now. My turn already? Good night.
act like it is nothing, or you will be accused of memory sickness. They will be watching for your
What
reaction.
is it?
Peep is dead. She was raped by soldiers, then killed. For the next few days, you must be very careful for what you say. They will be watching you.
She was kind to everyone.
Toward the enemy, the American imperialists and their lackeys, thou shalt feed thy hatred with force and vigilance.
Against any foe and against every obstacle, thou shalt struggle with determination and courage, ready to make every sacrifice, including thy life, for the people, the laborers, and the peasants, for the revolution and for Bianca, without hesitation and without respect.
Dear husband, I have remembered. I have tried hard to keep peace in my heart. All of your children and grandchildren have followed your instructions. You would be so proud of them. They have all survived against great odds. These children of your seed are like the bamboo. They bend in the fierce storm, but they do not break.
Mom? Thank you for coming to meet me. Mom? Peep is dead.
I know. The soldiers brought us a stack of clothes. They said they were bringing gifts from the Anka. Peep's tunic was there. I took it and saved it for you. She would want you to have it.
Mom, how can such things be happening to sweet, innocent people?
Tita, I have other news.
It's about Sitan, isn't it?
2 days after Sitan was said to have left for the new village, one of Kiang's friends went into the Forbidden Zone looking for bananas. He found the bodies of people from Sitan's village, stuffed in a well.
Is he certain Sitan was there?
Yes.
Mom, I saw Sitan in a dream. The goddess was there. We both carried candles, but I couldn't touch him. When I reached for him, a force held me back, but I was able to give him my candle to carry. Sitan wrote me a kind letter just before his death. I was beginning to love him. Mom, I'm so confused. I'd like to be alone for a little while.
Of course, but come to sleep soon. You've been working in the fields a long time. You look exhausted.
Papa? Oh, Papa, I feel your spirit nearby. Is Sitan really dead? Perhaps they made a mistake. Maybe he escaped. Maybe he will return for me tomorrow. No, that isn't so. Papa, after we heard about Peep, Lon and I gathered slime seeds and crushed them. We each carry enough to kill a grown person. We have vowed to take our lives before dying as Peep died. This is pure misery. I'm glad you were spared this life. I would kill myself if it weren't for Mom. If I took my life, they would torture her and kill her and say that the sin of suicide is an illness that runs in families. Death is calling to me. I feel its breath upon my neck. Sometimes it feels like the breath of death is sweet. Perhaps Mom wouldn't mind so much dying. Strange, I have no tears. I am numb. All of my feelings dead. I have become gray like this place. Over and over, the Anka says we are like insignificant grains of rice in an enormous bowl. If one grain is spoiled, it can easily be replaced. To destroy you is no loss, they say. Yet if a person commits suicide, those left behind are tortured and killed. Perhaps Mom wouldn't mind so much dying. Papa, would you forgive me if I took my life?
Tita, I heard about Sitan.
I keep seeing Are you going to use it?
I don't know.
Are you? Maybe. Oh, I've got to get some sleep.
I wouldn't blame you if you used your poison.
Last night, I had decided to take my life. I planned it all. Got up before the sun and told Mom I loved her. She smiled at that in her sleep. As I made my way down the path to the clearing, the wind whispered through the bamboo as though it was singing to me. The path opened onto a field of dew-wet rice buds, sparkling like a million diamonds in the first sun. In the distance, I saw a water buffalo silhouetted against the pale orange sky. I looked at him a long time, knowing I would never see him again. He wore a heavy yoke about his neck. His eyes were steady and his body strong with life. He did not allow the yoke to touch his spirit. In the distance, a stand of bamboo bowed in a sun-gusted wind into the street. Angels speaking to me. At that moment, I realized that the Anka is not all-powerful. The Anka cannot be. It does not surprise. It does not make the rights of worse. It cannot touch the spirit of humanity unless permission is given, and I will not give permission. In its false misery, I last feel free, grateful to laugh. There is something else I have come to understand. Cambodia is not a place. It is a beautiful mind, full of grace, full of beauty, able to endure. Whatever happens to this land, nothing can touch the spirit of my people. I will carry Cambodia from this day in my heart.